But what has been the most surprising development in the NHL in the first 24 days of the season? As the calendar rolls back to November, we asked our writers to pick what they found most interesting. Here are their answers. Can the Bruins win the Stanley Cup? When we think of the Boston Bruins in the off-season, there was a lot to love. Patrice Bergeron was returning, a decision that pushed the Bruins into now-win mode from the possibility of regaining them. So did David Krejci, after playing one season in the Czech Republic. There was a new coach, Jim Montgomery, and he was hoping management would boost Boston's production, especially from the blue line. But aside from the fact that three key contributors, defenders Charlie McAvoy and Matt Grzelcyk and forward Brad Marchand, would miss the first 1 to 2 months of the season and the Bruins would have to contend until they came back, there were also concerns. It didn't go like this. The Bruins' 8-1-0 are the best start in their history, and they took back Grzelcyk and Marchand more than a month early. Marchand scored 2 goals on his return Thursday. While the defensive part of their defense could do a bit, the Bruins lead the NHL in scoring and stellar scoring from Linus Ullmark. A shutdown. They are at the top of the Atlantic Division and look like a serious contender for improvement. Amalie Benjamin, staff writer. Video, Enjvo's, third place Bergeron enters the poll one time. Red Wings better than expected early on. It's no surprise that the Detroit Red Wings have recovered after their off-season move. Still, considering a new coach, a new system, and a few new players 6 seasons after the Stanley Cup playoffs, it's surprising how well they've been at 4-3-2 and their status as the last NHL team. Losing a game in regulation. The newcomers, notably goalkeeper Ville Husso, defender Olli Määttä, and forward Dominik Kubalik made an impact. And David Perron. Warning, Red Wings had a decent early schedule. From here it will be more difficult. Nicholas J. Kotsonica, columnist. Video, Anadette, Perron networking a single timer for a PPG. There's heart on the Flyers again. When you look back on the Philadelphia Flyers' surprisingly good start under new manager John Tortorella, look no further than the goal. Carter Hart plays like the #1 goalkeeper. Philadelphia should have had a chance to make it to the playoffs. He ranks among the NHL leaders in terms of wins, GAA, and savings percentage. He was on the forward in each of Philadelphia's 5 wins, including a 3-2 win over the reigning Eastern Conference champion Tampa Bay Lightning on October 18th. He plays with the calm self-confidence that is lacking in a season where his injury has been shortened. He was 13 years old. -24-7, 3.16 GAA, .905 save percentage, and no goal conceded in 45 games for Philadelphia, which finished last in the Metropolitan Division. William Douglas, staff writer. Bratt's gamble pays off. Jesper Bratt bet on himself after one debut season by signing a 1-year, $5.45 million contract with the New Jersey Devils on August 3rd. New Jersey wanted Bratt to prove there was no diversion last season, as he had not scored more than 35 points in the previous 4 NHL seasons. The 24-year-old forward is on track to do just that by raising his game to another level. Bratt has 14 points in his first 9 games among NHL leaders, and has at least 1 point per game for the second longest season opening streak in Devils history. The game was 1984-85. If Bratt can continue his hot start, he'll have a row for a big payday on his next contract and could push New Jersey into a big season in the process. Tom Gulitti, staff writer. Video, CBJNJD, Bratt buries Hughes' pass in pad lead. Rookie goalkeepers making their presence felt. There are plenty of outstanding rookies to watch this season, but I can probably count on the number of experts who have a few top-notch goalkeepers on their radar to kick off the season. Vegas Golden Knights' Logan Thompson and Edmonton Oilers' Stuart Skinner stabilized their teams in a position that came with question marks. Thompson is .420 with 1.69 GAA, .943 save percentage, and 2 conceding goals in 6 games. The 25-year-old took a bigger role when it was announced in August that Robin Lehner would miss the season after hip surgery. Skinner, 23, is .210 with a 1.55 GAA and .955 save percentage in 4 games as Jack Campbell's backup. Mike G. Morreale, staff writer. Blackhawks got off to a hot start. With the Chicago Blackhawks rebuilding, they weren't expected to win many games this season. But they're playing hard. They already have an improved penalty kick that scores with for short hands and looks for ways to win. They also spread the attack around. Striker Patrick Kane scored his first goal of the season in a 4-2 win against the Florida Panthers on Tuesday and has 9 points. Forwards Jonathan Toews and Sam Lafferty each play 7, forward Jason Dickinson shoots 6 each. Chicago will miss Tyler Johnson, who has 6 points before being called into the reserve squad due to a right ankle injury on Tuesday. But so far, the Blackhawks are buying coach Luke Richardson's system. Tracy Myers, staff writer. Video, Flatchy, Kane picks corner for Season 1. Pinto puts himself on the map in Ottawa. How can we ignore one of the best stories of the season so far? Ottawa Senators rookie forward Shane Pinto scored in 5 games in a row until they were futile in a 4-2 loss to the Minnesota Wild on Thursday. The 21-year-old is the leader of all rookies with 6 goals. His time will increase with the injury of Josh Norris, who may be out of the field for the season. Ottawa selected Pinto 32nd in the 2019 NHL Draft. He has scored 1 goal in 17 NHL games in the past 2 seasons, but he is a striker. He scored 31 goals in 61 games in 2 seasons playing for the University of North Dakota. He scored 4 goals in 5 games for the United States at the 2020 IIHF World Junior Championships. He knows how to open in scoring areas like high slots. Pinto is now doing this at the NHL level. Will it last? Well, her past says she will, so she's a fascinating new player to watch. Dan Rosen, senior author. Video, Dallas, Pinto scores in the 5th game in a row. Buffalo Blue Line brings optimism. A number 1 draft pick on defense provides grounds for hope. But 2. In fact, there are legitimate reasons for Buffalo Sabres fans to be optimistic, starting with the Blue Line with Rasmus Dahlin and Owen Power. Dahlin, 22, who was named number 1 in 2018, started the season with a 6-game point streak and helped the Sabres sweep Western Canada Kicks against the Oilers, Calgary Flames and Vancouver Canucks. The number 1 pick in 2021, Power had 3 assists in 9 games, and just look at Dahlin's rise for guidance. High praise for the Sabres' 6-3-0 start, and more importantly, for the development of their young core, must go to coach Don Granato, one of the best teachers in the sport, and worthy of the 2-year contract he previously received. This month, Mike Ziesberger, staff writer.